I was standing in the hallway when my mother said it. The tree was lit, the kind that makes everything look kinder than it is. She didn't meet my eyes. My brother did. He folded his arms like a judge who already knew the verdict. "Don't come for Christmas," she said. Soft, practiced. "We'll pretend we don't know you." I nodded. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I smiled like I'd just been handed a gift I'd been waiting for. Because betrayal is loud when you fight it. It's surgical when you don't. Years earlier, my brother was the person who taught me how to stand my ground. He used to slip me extra dessert when our parents weren't looking. He walked me home from my first bad breakup and told me people reveal themselves when they think they've won. I believed him. I believed in family like it was a contract that didn't need signatures. Then he met her. She was charming in a way that felt rehearsed. Warm smile, cold eyes. She laughed at his jokes a beat too late. At dinners, she watched me like I was a stain she couldn't scrub out. He stopped calling. Holidays got rescheduled without me. Small exclusions stacked into a wall. I noticed patterns before I found proof. My name erased from group chats. Photos posted with captions that said, "complete." Invitations that arrived after the date had passed. When I asked, he said I was imagining things. Gaslighting is easier when the room backs you up. The evidence came quietly. A forwarded message from a cousin who didn't know the rules yet. She says your sister makes her uncomfortable. Says you'll never move forward with her around. My brother's reply sat beneath it like a signature. "I'll handle it." I didn't scream. I didn't confront him. I felt the break happen. Clean, decisive. The moment you stop hoping is the moment you start planning. I learned what mattered to him. Appearances, control, the story he told himself about who he was. I also learned what mattered to her. Reputation, exclusivity, the fantasy that she'd won a prize uncontested. I waited. Christmas approached like a deadline. When my mother made the call, I listened. When my brother added his silence, I accepted it. I booked a flight I didn't take. I wrapped gifts I didn't send. I became invisible on purpose. Then I made one post. It wasn't dramatic. No captions about betrayal, no vague quotes. Just a photo from years ago, me and my brother at a graduation party, arms around each other, smiling like we didn't know the future yet. The kind of picture people save because it proves something once existed. I didn't tag him. I didn't tag her. I let the algorithm do what it does best. The party was that night. Her friends, his co-workers, a room full of people who didn't know me but thought they did because they knew him. Someone recognized my face. Someone pulled out a phone. Someone asked a question that landed like a dropped glass. "Who's that?" Her smile froze. The picture made its way across the room faster than truth usually does. She stared at it too long, then at him, then back at the screen. The fantasy cracked. He tried to explain. I know because he called me 8 times in 12 minutes. His messages stacked up like apologies do when they're too late. "It's not what it looks like. She's upset. You did this on purpose." I didn't answer. She broke up with him on the spot. Not loudly, not with tears. She did it the way people do when they feel embarrassed. Clean, public, irreversible. She said she wouldn't compete with a family she didn't approve of. She said she didn't sign up to erase someone else's blood. The room watched him shrink. Days later, my mother called again. This time she cried. She asked why I would hurt my brother. I asked her why she thought I hadn't been hurt first. Silence is honest when it has nowhere to hide. I met him once more, not to reconcile, to conclude. We sat across from each other like strangers who shared a language but not a future. He looked smaller, older. His voice cracked when he said my name like it was a mistake he could still undo. "I didn't mean—" "I know," I said, calm. "You just didn't think I'd notice." I didn't gloat. I didn't forgive. I told him what he did cost him something real. I told him I wouldn't make him choose anymore because he already had. I stood up before he could ask for anything else. The relief came later, quiet, the kind that settles into your bones. I wasn't sad, I wasn't triumphant. I was finished. Here's the truth I don't say out loud. Revenge doesn't need blood or screaming or scorched earth. Sometimes it's a mirror held at the exact right angle. Sometimes it's letting people see what you were forced to see alone. They pretended they didn't know me for Christmas. Now they do.